Greetings, I'm Salvador Cordova, and I'm joined by Katie. Katie, why don't you say hi?
Hi.
Um, greetings. This is the Evidence Reasons Academy, and Katie had prepared an abstract to describe the work we were doing this summer. Um, Let me share it for you. I think this is just totally awesome. And I did a little bit of editing, but to help her, just a word here or there. But Katie, why don't you read the title of
Sure, yeah.
describing
Um,
that work? Go ahead.
a comparative analysis of nuclear localization signals of P53 and topoisomerase II between humans and model organisms.
Go ahead. It's perfect.
Okay. And then move on to the abstract.
Yes, please.
Okay. Nuclear localization signals are essential in importing proteins from the cytoplasm to the nucleus via important through nuclear pore complexes. Two commonly characterized proteins, P53 and topoisomerase II, play different but crucial roles in cellular function. As nuclear proteins, both contain one or more NLS. The amino acid sequence that comprise these proteins will differ between species. Identifying the NLS in proteins like topoisomerase II and P53 is medically relevant as P53 is a functions as a tumor suppressor protein, and topoisomerase plays a critical role in DNA topology for replication and transcription. Using UniProt BLAST databases and published papers, the exact acid sequences of P53 and topoisomerase II of humans and other model organisms were identified. A comparative analysis was then performed to identify similarities and differences between NLS sequences across species. This is an ongoing project and will need further research.
Bravo. Bravo. So, this is just the first. This is just like the first draft of the abstract. It's already very, very good. And so, let me see if I could get. So, uh, next week, we will, God willing, be joined by Dr. Andy McIntosh. Let me see if I can get a. Let me try to bring this up here. I'm going to try to get a bio of Andy McIntosh, and he will be Katie will be the lead presenter to present our research to him. I'll be there to as a second author, um, since I'm the principal investigator. But um, I have a website on Andy McIntosh. So I know what. Why don't I? Okay, I'm gonna just temporarily remove the screen, and then I'm gonna share my screen here. So how about uh, give you a chance to introduce Dr. McIntosh? I hope you can. I hope you could read my screen. Uh,
Yeah, I can read that.
okay, so let me get this. I'm gonna cut my mic because I need to. I'm gonna turn on some loud equipment in the interim. Let's see. Okay, so uh, take it away, and we'll just see how far we can go. Go ahead and read.
Professor Andy McIntosh lectures and debates in the UK and across the world on importance of keeping to a biblical worldview concerning origins. He is happy to engage in courteous debate with atheist academics, but is also very concerned that the evangelical church should hold firmly to the scriptures, particularly Genesis. He speaks on both the science, which clearly shows that evolutionary thinking is not justified by the evidence, and also seeks to carefully explain to believers that the creation account, as described in Genesis, should be taken more seriously. More details on Andy's background is described here. Okay.
Hang on, let's see. Okay, so you can read the About Andy.
Okay. Professor Andy McIntosh, and then a bunch of degrees, I guess, is a research.
Yes, I know. uh, we can. How about we try to read through them? I think it would be just for fun.
Okay, I think is the first one data science?
I think it's a Doctor of Science.
Oh, Doctor of Science. Oh, okay.
I don't know what the others are. You could just try to just read the acronym as best as
Oh,
you
okay,
can.
okay. Okay, DSC, FIMA, C Math, FEI, C Engineering, maybe, F Inst P, MIGEM, FRAES, is a research professor at the University of Leeds. Or is it
Okay, I
Leeds?
think just I'm sorry to interrupt you. I
Yeah.
think FRAES. I think that's like a fellow of the Royal Academy of something.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh, so FINSP means probably he's a fellow of the Institute of Physics. That means a very senior in all of these exclusive clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be here, God willing, next week, and he can explain all of this.
Yeah.
We're going to totally embarrass him. How about that?
Okay.
We'll make him talk about himself. He's the most humble guy, but we'll make him promote himself a little bit. So please go on.
Okay. Now retired from full-time work, his time is now spent concentrating on speaking and writing on the importance of origins. He stands firmly on a conviction that not only a true understanding of the Bible, but also the scientific evidence strongly indicates the truth of special creation. He is convinced that straightforward understanding of Genesis concerning a 6 literal-day creation, followed by the rebellion of a real Adam and Eve, as recorded in Genesis 3, is the cause of death and suffering for our present world, with a worldwide flood causing most of the geology and fossils which are evident in most parts of the world. And he travels widely with a creation message in the UK, Eastern Europe, Asia, the United States, and other countries. If you're interested in having him speak, please see the tab on Book Andy for a Talk below.
Oh, continue.
Okay. Andy does part-time research in combustion sprays and biomimetics, particularly with regard to work on the bombardier beetle. Is it bombardier, right?
Yeah, they sometimes pronounce it just bombardier.
I think I've heard bombardier beetle spray system, which has led to a patented technology. He is an author of the book Genesis Today for Today and a number of chapters in articles showing that the science supports the creation position. He has lectured widely on the subject of creation against evolution and has written extensively on the subject in the secular as well as Christian journals. Some of his main writings on the subject of origins are. Do you want me to read through all those?
Uh, no, I will identify something though. Let me
Okay.
see. Information and thermodynamics in living systems. So let me stop sharing here and I'll go here. That topic is what I'm working with him on. He understands heavy thermodynamics being an engineer, which is, big, kind of engines and, uh, machines that are not at the molecular level. But there's thermodynamics at the molecular level that is much more involved, and that's where I'm helping him. We're writing a educational paper on something called Landauer's principle, and we're using stuff like statistical mechanics and quantum mechanics, and oh boy, it's a pain. Um, but we are showing that life needs a miracle to originate. It's just not the normal kind of chemical reactions. You can't use ordinary chemical reactions. Uh, and so there might be, I'm going to try to have kind of easier, more accessible for the general public what the paper is about, and then but we're going to take it all the way to the very technical level, and where it could compete in a university environment where you have physicists reading what we have to write, what we're writing, what we have to say, and to be able to communicate that crowd, which is a very skeptical crowd, and to be able to prove your point. That is challenging, but it's important. And so just wanted to explain why he's visiting me from England.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so honored. So he's on a trip to the United States, but he's making a detour just to see me.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I just wanted to let you know, you're going to have someone that is going to be very thrilled to see an aspiring scientist like you. I think you would actually encourage him a lot, just so he could see that there are people like yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because he cares very much about the next generation. So I think you'll be blessed, and he'll be blessed. We'll all be blessed as we as you do your presentation and as you all get acquainted. And that's mostly it. I did, I promised that we would probably just close out early. And so this is actually going to be one of our shortest recordings. So I don't know that I had that much else to say. Oh, yes. So in the presentation, and we talked about this backstage. So backstage, I had Katie. I just said, okay, explain to Dr. McIntosh what a nuclear localization signal was. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know that I could even do that myself, but I asked her anyway. And so I realized it's so much easier to explain things if you have a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. McIntosh is familiar with the cell, but the architecture of the cell is very intricate. So I was suggesting we have a PowerPoint presentation with some slides. One will be a picture of the cell, and then nuclear localization, what an important is, and what it does, and then maybe having the sequence of what did we get? We got Aspergillus topoisomerase 2, and we could show that sequence and then highlight it in red
Mm-hmm.
or some color. By the way, for the just to make it easier, you don't realize this until you actually work with it, but the fonts, every English alphabetical letter has a different size. And so you can't really align things unless you use a special font, which is Courier font. So
Mm-hmm.
so when you show sequences, use Courier font.
Okay.
And that way everything will line up nicely. And then you can just lay the sequence out in Courier font, and then you can highlight in red the nuclear localization sequence. Now that's going to be use your text search tool, your find tool in Microsoft Word,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want you to have to try to figure out where the sequence actually is
Okay.
when you put it in your, so not just in your PowerPoint, but then you're going to actually copy that also into like your mini report papers. So we'll do that for the Aspergillus topoisomerase 2, and then the P53 and Drosophila.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're on your way to a finished product that we could just add on, in the coming weeks. But at least you have a finished product, a baseline, and it's just like climbing a staircase. You just you reach one level, and if you're happy there, you could just stop. It's a good stopping point. But if you want to add to it, you can.
Mm-hmm.
There was one thing. So we have the nuclear. Okay. I think that should be good enough. Is there anything just random on your mind as we close this out? This is only going to be a 15 16-minute show. Is there anything you'd just like to just mention?
Not much about the project. I enjoyed reading the bio for Dr. McIntosh, and I'm just curious to hear about his experience and his opinions on the work that he does. And I always like hearing about people's evolutionary, or like, I guess in his case, not really evolution, but creationist point of view on Genesis. So.
Well, you know what? Since this is a real privilege to have him visit my home,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think he would be delighted. If you have any questions um, that have been on your heart, it could be that neither of us could answer them, but we
Mm-hmm.
feel good we get posed those questions, because then maybe we can look stuff up for you, and we certainly may know. Given all his contacts, he could probably find someone that has answers to some of these questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so. This is, I want you to be blessed by, by the. I'm going to schedule an hour for us to be able to talk. It'd be great, if we don't fill it out, that's okay. But if we fill out the entire hour with just a discussion about anything, you could obviously tell that he's a committed Christian and has uh, uh, the Bible is a very important part of his life. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to talk about anything theological too, I just say, why not?
Yeah.
Because I remember when I went up to Pennsylvania and he was speaking at Penn State University,
Mm-hmm.
people were lining up to talk to him, and he would only be able to give a few minutes. And I was like, Dr. McIntosh, we need to talk about Landauer's theorem. And I just kept stalking him and saying, you need to do this. And now he's the one who's wanting to visit me to talk about Landauer's theorem. And it's like, maybe I started something I shouldn't have. So, so I just wanted to tell you, I'm sure he would be delighted to talk, uh, to talk to you. So you're going to have a chance to talk with a very senior scientist in all of this. And he could talk, if you want to talk about, some of his experiences on the road, the hostility he might have had. I always enjoy that. It's like, tell me about some of your debates and the characters you met. So
Mm-hmm.
I will leave it up to you. I'm just saying, I'm hoping it'll be a free for all, and you could just ask him. So I think this is something all of us could look forward to. Um, if you don't have anything else, if you have something else, otherwise we'll close and we'll just both say goodbye to our audience.
Yeah, I'm good. Yep.
Okay, me too. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us on this episode, and God willing, we'll all meet at the same channel next week. Take care, and God bless you.